Welcome back to the finale of What If Bad Batch were on Utapau with Obi-Wan. Thank you to all of you who watched the first two parts of this video. To recap what happened in those episodes in the event you haven't seen them, Obi-Wan and the defective clones had escaped from Utapau, but after they had captured the Separatist Council, a crash landing had delayed their efforts to help the Jedi. Removing their inhibitor chips on the instructions of Clone Captain Rex, he soon arrived with Ahsoka Tano, and the former Master and Padawan to Anakin Skywalker have given him a chance to return to the light. The Sith apprentice thought about the younglings he had already killed, and the fate of the Jedi Order, realising that the way back was blocked, and ignited his blade to kill his former friends. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are unsure of whether to attack or defend, but several strong strikes from Anakin on Obi-Wan focused their minds, and with knowledge of each other's techniques, nobody could inflict a fatal blow. Having fought Maul and an entire clone army, Ahsoka started to feel the effects of fatigue, and Obi-Wan could sense this too, ordering her to go to Bail Organa's cruiser. Ahsoka understood the true meaning of Obi-Wan's order, and skillfully dodging Anakin's heavy attacks, she jumped down several levels of the underworld to the Martez workshop. The Martez sisters are shocked to see Ahsoka returning for a speeder, and join in with the other residents in watching the spectacular fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, whilst Ahsoka flew to the surface of the planet. Quickly getting Clone Force 99 to start their shuttle, they carefully avoid the fleet placed around the perimeter of the planet by Palpatine, and dock in an emergency airlock, in time to see Padme give birth to Luke and Leia. As Ahsoka and Bail Organa surrounded the medical bay of Padme, the Senator showed immense courage and strength to get to her feet, and helped by her two companions, she insisted on seeing Anakin. Padme was fortunate that it was not Obi-Wan receiving a request, as Ahsoka knew that the only way to break the stranglehold of the dark side on her master was to bring Padme and her children. The former Jedi escorted Padme through the ship when they are struck by a blast from a Republic destroyer, and running back to the Havoc Marauder, they are once more forced to take the difficult way back down to Coruscant. When they return to the location of the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, they find the Jedi Master alone, and he reported that Anakin had left on the orders of Palpatine, who had likely asked him to hunt down the escaping Yoda. The Jedi Grand Master crawled through the workings of the Senate building, and had used his small frame to hide amongst the civilians, until he found a safe place to warn Obi-Wan of the threat. Finding the Grand Master again, Yoda eventually made his way to the underworld, where they planned for a way to get Padme close enough to Anakin. Commander Cody presents the schematics for key locations of the planet, and they find that the path through to the Republic military base was a crucial strategic checkpoint, and Vader would likely be targeting it. Sending Yoda to act as a lure for the Empire, the Grand Master quickly leapt from building to building, moving so quickly that the clone troopers had no time to react, until he reached a heavily guarded base. Brandishing his lightsaber, all of the clone troopers pointed their blasters at the Grand Master, but he used the Force to dislodge a slightly loose part of a roof structure and sent it down to the ground. The alarms began to scream around the facility, just as the Jedi had wanted, and moving into position with the aid of Clone Force 99, they take station on a nearby hilltop. A sleek-looking Imperial shuttle landed on the primary platform, and lifting Padme, Luke and Leia into the air with the Force, they smoothly dropped to the floor to greet Anakin. The surrounding clone troopers are ordered to lower their weapons by Vader, and when Padme presented her children, the former Jedi Knight began to quiver and shake with conflict, and cradling them in each arm, he is interrupted by the voice of Palpatine. The Sith Lord mocked Vader for his weaknesses, and shot a bolt of Force lightning at Padme, but to his shock, the twins each extended one of their pudgy fingers to help deflect the attack. Palpatine quickly realised that he had made a grave error, when Anakin turned away from Padme and pointed his lightsaber at Palpatine, whom he now regarded to be the traitor, having turned back on his promise to save the Senator. Palpatine ordered his clones to kill the traitor of the Republic, but that was when Ahsoka, Obi-Wan and Clone Force 99 leapt from their hidden position and began to eliminate the defenders of the base. Anakin knew he had chosen the correct side and mocked his old mentor for his failure to defeat the light, pressing his lightsaber closer and closer towards his throat. With Yoda also in close proximity, the Sith Lord tried to make a surprise attack, but he immediately fell at the two blades. The battle fell into an idyllic still, but in the centre of the dust, Anakin and Padme were huddled together with Luke and Leia, watched by the Jedi Ahsoka and Clone Force 99. That is it for What If Bad Batch were on Utapau with Obi-Wan. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.